Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for nerds, by nerds. Hang out with this nerd.
Nathan Nerdoc.
And today we talk about why can't Mindflayers and Gith just get along? Jump down the description below where you can find Nerdarchy in the newsletter, as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy. So today we have another video that is inspired from the 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons Facebook group. And you know, there's a player, he signs up for a local one-shot event with this gaming group. You know, I don't know if it's going to be a full-blown campaign. He says one-shot event, but you know, he's going through the trouble of writing it and talking about switching characters and stuff, so that makes me think maybe it's going to go into an ongoing thing. But basically, homebrew and UA is welcome in this game. Turns out he's like, awesome, I want to play a Gith. I got this badass Gith that's in it. It's kind of a loner in it. Oh no, that's left, you know, the rest of the Gith to go hunt Mindflayers. He just wants to kill Mindflayers.
It's his reason for living, basically.
Right. I mean, all Gith are kind of like that too, but he's like, he wants to do it by himself or whatever.
He left because the other ones weren't enough of what he wanted.
Yeah. Well, so he hooks up with this party, and so far we know there's a dragonborn in it. Cool.
Yeah, that's good.
There's also a Mindflayer in it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. And he was kind of
conflict of interest.
Yeah, so he's kind of like with the GM. He's like, well, that's cool if he's like against what Mindflayers do, and he's the lone wolf, and he's left the hive mind.
Yeah, but it sounds like he's a Mindflayer mystic who was starting his Mindflayer cult in like Cthulhian style. He's making Mindflayer abominations is what it sounds like. He wants to put tadpoles and dragons and other things.
And other baby monsters,
like,
and he's got the dragonborn involved.
Mindflayer duckins or whatever.
Yeah, he's converted someone in the party.
I think the dragonborn has been converted.
Yeah, so and he's like, I love the concept, I love the idea of a door-to-door Mindflayer or salesman that's a Mindflayer, you know, wheeling and dealing his cult, like, you know, like a Jehovah Witness showing up. Have you heard the word?
Yes. Would you like to hear the tentacly good news?
and he's right. Well, so there's a couple things. One, obviously, this does not sound like there was a session 0. It sounds like there was back and forth between the GM and kind of like the premises were laid out.
Yeah, and if so, I feel like if everyone was just communicating solely with the GM and none of the players knew until they showed up what the other players were doing. Okay, well, I mean, that's kind of on the GM. It should have kind of said, a Gith that hates Mindflayers and wants to eliminate them from the universe, and a Mindflayer.
And a Mindflayer that wants to make more Mindflayers in the universe.
Yeah, I think we might have a problem here.
Yeah, so maybe we should maybe I should talk to one of these guys. And, like, the other thing is, okay, that's like an evil-leaning party anyway, in my mind. You know, when you're trying to, like, subjugate other races and other creatures and make them kind of like you... it doesn't really jive with the hero vibe, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's not heroic.
Yeah, and here at Nerdarchy, we generally like to play with heroes.
Yeah, so I mean, that's one of the issues is if it is going to be like, oh, maybe the GM thinks, oh, it's an evil campaign, maybe these people fight and it won't be a problem because I expect it.
Yeah,
but he didn't mention that it was, even though it's. You know,
it sounds like he kind of glossed over it.
Yeah,
from the original post.
Yeah, so the poster was interested in kind of knowing like what should I do, because when it comes down to it, they got into a fight. PvP was attained, and they have some issues. So I don't think they can really come back from this. Someone's gonna have to give in a sense.
And well, it hasn't happened yet. His concern is it's going to devolve into PvP. And, you know, kudos to this player because he's, like, thinking ahead. So I do have a couple ideas and solutions. One, you can just be the bigger man or woman, as the case may be, and change your character because you don't want to deal with... You just want to play the game, right?
Yeah, and you don't want to mess up what the DM is trying to put down.
Right, and they've already stated that.
Yeah.
The other option is, why not talk to the GM and the players and have them secretly convert you? Like, they hit you with the tadpole while you're sleeping or something. Or here, drink this soup. It's really good.
Yeah. And it's the mushroom soup.
And then you get to keep your backstory and what your character was.
Yeah.
But now you get to make him fit into the ongoing story and jive with the rest of the party.
And now you have a failed hero, like, epic tragedy because you've become what you hate.
Yes.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, and maybe that leaves room later in a game if this other player leaves for your character to get healed or fixed or whatever and
Yeah.
come back, and then you can even have more even more hatred and angst towards mind flayers than ever.
You'd be like, I'm gonna kill all the mind flayers, and that man is going first.
Yeah, so you could definitely do something along those lines.
You could do something if you both are kind of like still butting heads, and like I want my character on both sides. You're like, well, you could have a roll off if you had to come down to that, and you don't want to just like mess up the DM's game.
Yeah.
Could also
Well,
be
he
something.
actually mentions that in the post. Is like,
Yeah.
should we just roll off and the winner gets to keep their character kind of deal. So this person, unlike many emails that we've gotten in the past or posts we've seen, actually seems very reasonable. And he is like, well, what can I do? Is the approach, because that's the only control you really have is over what you do.
Well, reasonable. We've had plenty of people that are totally sane give us emails, but reasonable in the sense of they're thinking, what can I change about myself? Because the only thing you can really change is what you change about yourself, without being some kind of authoritarian jerk face. But that's what I would think is like, introspection, thinking about what can I do in this situation to alleviate the issue.
Well, to clarify, we often get emails. How do I change this? How do I get person X to do Y? Right?
Yes.
And you can't unless they want to, really. But in this case, this person is coming at it from a great point of view of, well, what can I do? What should I do? What are some advice for me? And also too, like always in any kind of conflict, any kind of situation like this, you would want to. You'd want to just talk to the DM and talk to the other player and be like, these are my concerns. This is what I don't want to happen. And you never know. The other player might be like, I love PvP. I am going to wipe the floor with you.
You're like, all right, I guess this is how it's going down.
Yeah, you just never know. But yeah, you could try and have a conversation. And like I said, I think a fun idea would be to be like, all right, talk to everyone out of game. Be like, can we just have my character get hit with a tadpole and like fix this?
Yeah.
And it'll make for an interesting story. Everyone gets to play the character they created.
Yes.
But now, your character, instead of hating Mindflayers, he wants to make more. It's pretty close. It's still it's closely tied to Mindflayers. Your mission hasn't changed. You want to interact with Mindflayers all the time.
And, remove curse or disease could actually be an attack done by an enemy to screw up the party.
Oh yeah, when two of them are like, "Hey, we're not Mind Flayers anymore," and but the one was like, "Oh, I really liked being a Mind Flayer," and the other one's, oh, "I'm going to kill you." But no, like that's true too. Like an enemy that does a lot of research on that party and figures things out. And go, oh, here's a place where I can tweak them. What happens if we just undo this little thing? Does my enemies then turn upon themselves?
Yeah, the whole party cohesion dissolves.
In the midst of a major conflict, that could be problematic.
Indeed.
Not only that, too, like the Gith is then like, you know what? You're not so bad. And the enemy is like, switch sides.
Yeah, and when he switches sides, like astrally calling, hey, could you send me that silver sword you were always saying I was going to inherit? I need it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's like calling in a tactical nuke, but instead you call in a tactical silver sword.
Yeah, just pull it straight from the astral.
Yeah. Can we paint the target? Can we paint the target? We bring this up as a good example of inter-party conflict and giving some solutions that would hopefully work. So if you come up with these things in your game, just remember the only thing you really have the power to control is yourself. And communication is always going to be key when you're playing a cooperative game like Dungeons & Dragons or other tabletop role-playing games.
Yeah, so if you would, please continue this communication down in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe.
You can go check us out at nerdarchy.com.
So until next time,
Stay nerdy.